everyone! It's been a long time since I've done a Fun Friday video. I was running a little low on inspiration for an art project, which happens to everybody. Sometimes it feels like there's nothing left to draw or paint, but I promise you there is. Sometimes it just takes a little extra time to find the inspiration. So I found inspiration for this week's art project when I was looking through some old photos. I found this picture, which was one of my mom's favorites. And if you can't tell, it's me when I was really little and I'm blowing on a dandelion flower. And I would make a wish and blow on the dandelion hoping that it would come true. So I found that picture and it inspired me to do a painting. Now, I'm not very good at drawing or painting people yet, but the dandelion in that photo is what gave me the inspiration for this week's art project. So feel free to try it with us. There's all kinds of different materials you can use. You don't have to use the same ones that I use. You can modify it in any way that you need to, or feel free to just watch, that's okay too. So I'm going to show you step by step how you can accomplish a painting that looks like this, and feel free to add your own creativity to it too. So let's get started. So to start, we need to gather our materials. I have a canvas here that I've already painted black, but you can use any kind of paper that you wish. I have a plate that I'm going to put my paint on. And then I have these bundles of Q-tips, and all I did was put some Q-tips together and put a rubber band around them. And I made some of different sizes. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using them all, but I just want to have them on hand just in case. So I have a big bundle, a medium bundle, and then a smaller bundle. And then I also have just 2 Q-tips alone because I might need them for some detail work. Then I also have these 2 cotton pads. I might not need both, but you'll see what they are for later. You can substitute that with anything that you might be able to just dab into the paint. Then I have some paintbrushes, again, just for detail work. And then some white paint, which is the main color we'll be using for this. And then here's the tool I will be using for the main outline part of the flower. All it is a toilet paper roll, and then I put several cuts into it and then kind of spread them all out. You can also do this with a paper towel roll, or I've seen little ones with straws, or you could just roll up some paper and put some cuts into it as well. So I'm just going to put my white paint on the plate. And then I'm just going to go ahead and spread around that white paint because our first job is going to be to use this tool to get our outline of the flower. So I measure it up and then I go ahead and I start to make my shapes. You can make as many as you want anywhere you want on your canvas. And I recommend that you kind of turn it as you go. That way all of the paint is getting evenly distributed in that sort of circle shape. Now that my outlines are looking nice and fluffy, I'm going to go ahead and take a paintbrush and I'm going to make a small dot in the center of each shape. Then from that dot, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line down, and this will be our stem. And I'm just going to try to do my best to make it straight down. I don't really have a steady hand, so it can be a challenge, but it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's a little jagged here and there, that's okay because we're going to clean it all up later. Now I'm going to go ahead and take one of those bundles of Q-tips and dip it in some paint, and then I'm going to place it in the center of each flower, kind of where I put that dot a little while ago. So that's just going to create a little cluster right in the middle of each flower. Then I'm going to go ahead and use that same kind of motion and do it around the edges of each little circle there. That way it adds kind of a floofy effect to the flowers. Now you'll see me going back and forth between some of these steps, and that's okay because once we start doing things over top, sometimes the detail gets lost, so it's okay to repeat any of these steps as needed. Now I'm going to go ahead and dip my single Q-tip into the paint, and I'm going to make some small dots around the canvas wherever I want. And this is kind of going to give the effect that the wind is blowing some of those little pieces off of the dandelion. Next, I'm going to dip my paintbrush into just a little bit of paint because I want this next part to be as light as possible. And then I'm going to make some lines from the center of that circle to the outside, kind of connecting those pieces. And like I said, it can be super light. We're just kind of filling in that middle so that it doesn't look as open. Now I'm going to take my little cotton circle and go ahead and open it up as best as I can and dab it in some paint. And then I'm going to dab it around different areas of the painting, and this is going to kind of give it a dreamy effect. You don't have to do this step, it's definitely optional. But I do think it adds nicely to that kind of effect that the wind is blowing those little pieces away. We are almost done. I'm gonna go back with my single Q-tip and then kind of outline that shape that I had made with my cluster and just outline it with a circle of small dots just to keep those bare spots blended, but to still make the center pop a little. And that's basically it. So what you'll see me doing now is just going back in and adding the finishing touches. There's some things that I wanted to go back over and redo just so that I can add some things and make them pop out a little bit more. So you are more than welcome to do that too. Once your painting is done, these steps can be done in whatever order you want. It doesn't have to be a specific order or anything. I did it in the order that makes my brain happy, so you can do it in whatever order makes your brain happy. Our brains all like different things, so that's perfectly okay. Do it however you want. Thank you for watching. If you give this painting a try, please be sure to send me a photo of it, whether you're keeping it for yourself, your own art collection, or you're giving yours to someone else. I think I'm going to send one to my mom since I know that was one of her favorite pictures of me, but you are free to do whatever you like with your artwork. Even if you've done any kind of art project, it doesn't have to be anything related to this. I would love to see it. Send me some photos and maybe I'll get some inspiration from your artwork. That's all for this week. I'll hopefully be back next week if I'm inspired to do some more art. I'll see you very soon.